In a recent interview, Star Wars actor John Boyega said some pretty flagrant things about his experience making Star Wars. This is going to be complex and spicy. Let's break it down. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Smash that like button and let's get right into this video. And look, here's what I want to say right off of the bat. This video and the video yesterday are not meant to crap all over Star Wars. I know we just did a video about the rumors of Mandalorian Season 2, seemingly pretty negative towards Lucasfilm. And then we're going to be talking about this John Boyega thing because, frankly, folks, I saw, of course, that, yeah, the official date of when The Mandalorian is going to come out was released. But I can't help but feel that Lucasfilm would much rather me be talking about that with you than talking about this John Boyega interview. And that just is how I feel. And so we're going to talk about what John Boyega said. And just being honest here, I don't think even John Boyega is going super hard at Disney in this interview. I have now read through the full interview multiple times, and I actually don't get the sense that he's trying to come after them. And in fact, he said in a tweet, this is not meant to start a witch hunt for Disney, but he has to be real and talk about these things. And the thing that makes it even more complicated is what he is saying and what John is actually trying to accomplish here is ruffling feathers from so many different people in so many different ways, which we will try to get to, and I'm going to try to cover in a nuanced way. But first, let's just talk about the interview itself. This was done in British GQ. It is a sprawling piece, very much just taking you through the thought process of John Boyega as he goes about this year dealing with what is happening all across the globe ever since the George Floyd killing and just all of, what is happening around the world. But it is specifically what he said about his experience with Star Wars that has ruffled so many different feathers and gotten people very upset. He has talked about how, frankly, they don't know how to handle black characters, that they sidelined his role in this trilogy after seemingly promoting him as this new black hero. They totally sideline him. And it's deeper than that. He's also talking about Lucasfilm themselves. The fact that they didn't even have a black hairstylist there in The Force Awakens. The fact that Lucasfilm kept trying to control how he wore his hair. They kept trying to control what he would wear to different press environments. And what's very interesting is you can sort of see John Boyega's arc as a human being as he gives less and less Fs about what Disney wants and really just wears whatever he wants, to the degree to when you see him at Star Wars Celebration for Rise of Skywalker, he's like in full African garb, completely, going against what PR for Lucasfilm would want. This is a very, very interesting situation. He also touches on the whole idea of the Chinese censorship. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's pretty well documented that Disney changed the poster for The Force Awakens, making John Boyega much smaller for the Chinese market. The Chinese marketplace, for whatever reason, seems to have a problem with African actors or black actors. And so Disney, knowing that, literally bent the knee and shrunk him down on the poster. John Boyega talks about how co-stars Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver were given fully fleshed out arcs. They knew what to do with them. They got the biggest storylines and they got love interests, but they know they dropped the ball with him. And he also mentions in the article that Daisy and Adam both know this is true. He's not exposing anything or anybody. And the last thing that he said that was more or less a shot, he said, what they want you to say is, I enjoyed being a part of it. It was a great experience. I'll take that deal when it's a great experience. Now, what's really weird about this is so many people feel differently about this. And this just goes to show you how messed up the Star Wars fan base is, because look, this dude is just coming out talking about his real experiences, about things that we all know went down. And yet, there are literally people out there saying that Finn's arc wasn't ruined, that he wasn't sidelined, sort of defending The Last Jedi, being like, no, his arc in that was great. What are you talking about? And sort of downplaying that. And I can't help but think there's just some of that cognitive dissonance. There's some of that tribalism that is really happening in the Star Wars fan base, where people want to defend The Last Jedi so much that they're unwilling to admit that, yeah, that movie absolutely did sideline this awesome character that was set up to be brilliant in The Force Awakens. There are also people so mad about what Boyega said with the BLM stuff and him being pro-black experience, right? They're so upset about that stuff that they're unwilling to admit that, yeah, Disney probably did do him wrong, and what they did with the Chinese posters, etc., was wrong. And then you've got other people that are seemingly so anti-Disney that they want to go super hard here and sort of hold up John's interview here as this damning evidence that Disney's horrible, racist, all of these horrible things, and that they need to be canceled or whatever. And so there's just a lot of static out there. So there's a lot of noise. So allow me to try to give you my sort of nuanced take of this situation. I think 1,000% Rian Johnson sidelined the arc of John Boyega. I think Disney, for whatever reason, maybe it was partially because of the influence of the Chinese market. Maybe they just wanted to focus on Rey and Ben. For whatever reason, they sidelined his arc in The Last Jedi. It didn't seem to be a big priority with them. As far as some of the conflicts with him, dude, you could just tell, like, with his rhetoric, what he was saying, the interviews that he had. Remember in his Hot Ones episode, he's talking about how Disney people would get upset because he's at Firefly or wherever he was at. He was at a festival with, like, half-naked women, and they got all upset. And the truth is, like, Disney has this thing, man. You know, it's all about their brand, and they want you to be a part of the Disney family, but they want to control what you do and the image of that. The problem is when you're a young black man and you're just trying to just be young and black. Like, I don't even think he was trying to do anything that was out of pocket. He just wanted to be himself. And for Disney to sort of say, hey, that's skirting the line. Hey, we don't know about this outfit. It's going to upset the prissy Disney families and the Disney Karens and all that sort of stuff. That's absolutely messed up. I can understand it from Disney's perspective, but I think we as fans, it's our job. When John comes out with something like that, I think it's our job to sort of be like, yeah, dude, we agree. And Disney, like, you shouldn't be doing this. Like, this is messed up. You can't do that. Like, it's just this weird controlling thing. It feels bad, man. It feels bad. And when it comes to the China stuff, I mean, like, I would just really like it if Disney no longer bent the knee to Chinese censorship and whatever the Chinese market wants. That's just me personally. Some other people may not feel that way. I know this is a weird issue as well, right? It's pretty contentious nowadays to talk about those sort of things. But to me, yeah, that's just, like, there's no way that's cool. Like, I don't understand how that's cool whatsoever. And it's fucked up that Disney would put the profit that they would get from the Chinese marketplace above what is clearly not okay. And here's the thing, not to totally crap on Disney because they are not unique in this situation, but what I continue to try to tell everybody is that from my perspective, we should never root for a corporation, or we should never say, like, hey, this corporation is good. Like, Disney's done some horrendous stuff in the past. The way they lobbied to get copyright laws, like in the 80s and 90s, adjusted to really crack down on copyright stuff, insane. Disney, like, all these people that are, like, super hardcore defend Disney and stuff like that, like, I would really fall back on that. Like, that's absurd. Like, let's defend this massive corporation. No, I don't think it's that simple. But they're also not the devil. It's not like they're literally scheming to be like, hey, how can we be super problematic? How can we be, against John Boyega? How can we, belittle all this stuff over here and only care about this? There is no conspiracy here. There's no grand design for this stuff. It's just a company trying to figure stuff out and trying to make money. So, it's that saying I always go back to where it's basically like, look, it ain't that deep, but then again, it kind of was that deep for John Boyega. So I think he's talking about this now because he wants us to be talking about it. He wants Disney to see us talking about it. And he wants for us to be talking about it so much that maybe Disney changes things moving forward. And by the way, Disney is not there. They want to know what is right here. Again, this is why the fan war and, like, lensing through that is really f***ed up, because it doesn't allow Disney to accurately see what's going on, right? There's super hard haters out there that are trying to grift on the hate. There's super positive people out there that are just completely blind to the possible criticisms Disney should rightfully be facing, and they're going to just not cover it at all. So, look, this is a complex issue. but we have to talk about it. I think this is ultimately what we do. We did talk about this on the live stream earlier this morning, and if you want to get a nuanced take, a really long-form take on this, I would check out that stream earlier. It was really, really good, I thought. So we're going to leave it there, and I'd like to hear from you in the comment section. What do you make of this interview with John Boyega? What do you think Disney should do? What should we do as Star Wars fans? Do you think Disney dropped the announcement about The Mandalorian to try to prevent us from talking about the John Boyega stuff? Whatever you're thinking, let us know in the comment section below. Now let's shout out Umar X. Yes, indeed, Katie Sackhoff is rumored to be playing Bo-Katan in The Mandalorian Season 2. And now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. I want to know, what is the name of the upcoming movie that John Boyega is doing with Steve McQueen? Answer that question in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure you like it, and if you're enjoying the content over here, you will absolutely love the live streams we do straight from Nerdventures Tower Monday through Friday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.